Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. On my way to Mo. Where are you people? Gather, come join. Matters are rising. One man went to Mo. Gather, gather, gather. You know the time by now. You know to set your clocks by it. One man went to Mo. We're talking about Soyinka taking on Buhari this time around. And then we're talking about Festus Keyamo taking on Eedris Abdulkareem. So that is up for discussion as well. And then we're talking about Odumeje still acting a bit arrogant and punchy in spite of what has happened. So plenty to cover. Gather, one man went to know. If you click on the hyperlink, then you can come join me live on screen. And please say hello as you are coming in. One man went to know. So let's kick it off straight away with the Soyinka narrative. So, of course, the spate of insecurity that is going on within the Nigerian space, nobody can ignore it anymore. And really, what do you do? So you use the weapons available to you. And of course, the weapon available to Soyinka is his oration. So he speaks out, as I bring you this, insecurity, Soyinka urges Buhari administration to seek help. So it is not a matter of saying that we're able to handle this matter by ourselves anymore. It is quite clear that the spate of insecurity that is taking siege upon the Nigerian space is beyond the capacity of the Nigerian security structures to handle. So it is now time to go out into the international community and seek that help, because clearly this is something that we patently cannot handle ourselves. So to that reference, Soyinka goes to, as again, insecurity, Soyinka urges Buhari administration to seek help. So let's now see. This is going to be heavy going in big grammar. You know, Professor Soyinka, he never says anything in simple terms. Nobel laureate and elder statesman Wole Soyinka has advised the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari to seek help. Soyinka said this in a statement on Saturday titled "The Endless Martyrdom of Youth," saying that the Nigerian government should stop improvising with human lives. The Nobel laureate added that the youth of the nation, who are the future, should not be served as ritual offering on the altar of a failing state. Those who have been proven weak and incapable must learn how to swallow their vain pride and seek help. Again, this is no new counseling, but of course the dog that will get lost no longer heeds the whistle of the hunter. This is what Soyinka said, of course, in reference to the goings on within the Nigerian space. Soyinka was reacting to the recent kidnapping and killing of students from Greenfield University in Kaduna State. He noted that the nation needs to remind itself of the hideous precedent of the Chibok and Duchi student abductions and many others. According to him, the nation was at war, but it continued to pretend that the happenings are mere birth pangs of a glorious entity. Rather, they are death throes. As I said, Wole Soyinka, he never just says things in simple terms. The plague called COVID has met its march on the earth of some nation space, once known as Nigeria. I grieve with the bereaved, but mourn even more for our youth, so routinely sacrificed, burdened with uncertainty, and traumatized beyond youth's capacity to cope, he said. In northern... So bear with me. Just bear with me 1 second. It's just one of those ludicrous pop-ups that always pop up. Bear with me. In northern Nigeria, terrorist groups and bandits alike have been targeting schools, killing and abducting students. While the country is yet to recover all the students from its first major student abduction in 2014. Other student abductions have occurred, and the story has not been different. So, apart from the abduction of students, innocent civilians are also kidnapped. Sorry, bear with me. There's a pop-up that is popping up over this narration that I'm just trying to negotiate. Apart from the abduction of students, innocent civilians are also kidnapped, abducted, and killed, while some villages are being taken over by terrorist groups. The ICIR had reported that the United States, as well as Canada, had warned and advised their citizens to reconsider traveling to Nigeria as a result of insecurity in some parts of the country. Stating their reasons, the U.S. in a travel advisory said violent crimes such as armed robbery, assault, carjacking, kidnapping, hostage-taking, banditry, and rape is common throughout Nigeria. In response to the rising state of insecurity in Nigeria, Buhari had reluctantly let go of the former service chiefs. Whilst decorating the newly appointed one, he gave them an ultimatum of a few weeks to make the country secure. However, the situation persists. So there you are, ladies and gentlemen. That is not anything new, but of course. So bear with me. We have somebody coming up. Hello, Abiodun. How are you?
I am good, and you?
I'm well. Where are you based? Tell us where you're based.
I am based in the United Kingdom.
Oh, all right.
London.
Okay. Oh, the weather looks too warm where you are to be in London, but good enough.
Well, the weather looks warm, but it's the wind is cold.
You look like you're in some gazebo or something. You look like you're outside.
I am not outside. I'm in my bedroom.
Oh, okay, brilliant. I am African as well. Joins us.
Hello.
Hi. So to be honest, we were just speaking to the Soyinka narrative, which is our opening salvo. He is lamenting about the endless spate of killings and kidnappings and just general brutishness and violence that pervades the entirety of the Nigerian space. And he's saying that, look, you this Malam in Aso Rock, it is quite obvious that either you or the entire structure does not have the capacity to contend with this thing. So why not just seek international help rather than act arrogant and be arrogant and ignorant at the expense of young people's lives? Because it is young people that are being cut down in such a savage manner within the Nigerian space. So that is the opening salvo, and it's coming from Professor Wole Soyinka. What says you? Abiodun first, then I Am African. I Am African is a friend of the show anyway, so he can wait. So Abiodun, what says you?
Well, my view is that the fact is that I think early this year, America asked Nigeria if they needed help, but basically out of arrogance or because of a pre-planned ideology that the Fulani hegemony has in mind to conquer Nigeria, Buhari government refused and said they did not need help. So now I do not really think that the Nigeria government, because of that, they are this Fulani ideology that they want to conquer the entire Nigeria up to Lagos and dip their Quran in the lagoon. That is their main objective. And remember when Buhari came to London and went back to Nigeria, when he was asked, what he intended to do, he said continuity. Continuity of what? Continuity of
exactly.
What has been happening. Nothing. That means he has no plan. These people do not have any plan. It's going to be very sad because already we are in war, but very soon it's just a matter of time. The war is going to escalate. We all see and know what is happening in the north, and in contrast to what is happening in the east, we can compare and contrast. It's only in the southwest that things looks a bit calm, but notwithstanding, in the southwest as well, people are being kidnapped. when Fulanis are held for any criminal act, for any terrorist act, before you know it, they are released. The
Just to
country
speak
is in a
to
mess. It
yes,
has never helped. Let me leave and allow somebody else to speak.
no, just,
For Soyinka,
go on.
yeah, go ahead.
No, just to chime in with what you're saying. You see, when this Buhari administration actually came in, you will notice that during that time in 2014, there was a real heavy going with Boko Haram and everything, but the elections held in 2015. So what the Goodluck Jonathan regime decided to do was to bite the bullet like Soyinka is inviting Buhari to do, and they invited international help, which were South African and Israeli mercenaries, to fight these people back completely and gain those territory back. So that is why we were able to have elections in places like Borno and pretty much the entirety of the country. So they had those mercenaries in place that were already pushing these people back, because of course these are sophisticated soldier men, and the other ones are just fundamentalist zealots. So they were able to start to flush them back and really gain on the Boko Haram thing. But when Buhari came in, he just completely cancelled that contract, and those grounds that were gained by the mercenary, they were recovered back. And just to speak to what you're saying, that we're not really seeing anything, and this might well be part of a greater jihadist movement. There is elements to that, because in all of the time now that this thing has been going on, there's been no significant apprehension, or no marquee name has been, nobody has been arrested. And anytime that they are arrested, what we are hearing is that people will phone the station and tell them to release them. And even the ones that they arrested, they will tell us that they are reformed and they let them go. Imagine that, a mass murderer, you just capture him, hold him for 1 week, you tell us that he's reformed, and then you let him go. So I am African. What says you?
Yeah, thanks for having me again. Yeah, it's just the same way things has been, and unfortunately, it's going to continue to be. Even the likes of Wole Soyinka talking, but it's a shame that there are a lot of other people like Wole Soyinka that can actually have their voice, but nobody really. They don't. Well, maybe because of the interest they have, maybe politician and all of that, they are not really going to come out and say anything. I mean, as it's already been said about by Abiodun in terms of like you know, they're almost like a deliberate act. So they are happy for things to continue to be the way it is because they have a specific agenda. And sadly, something I was actually thinking about yesterday is that, you know, the way this is going, so I think it might just get to the point that, you know, they will see continue and then they have election in 2023. And then after election, things would have, you know, the country would have possibly been completely damaged. And then the next person that comes in, which possibly they might say, okay, it's the turn of the Southern people. So the South person get in and the country is damaged beyond recognition. And that person that comes in is not able to actually do anything. And then you might then have maybe some northern, you know, guys will come together and then they have a coup, military coup, and then the ceasefire. They say, "Oh, this person that is there doesn't know what he's doing." Even if they don't do that, it might just be the fact that, you know, this person that is there is not performing. Maybe they impeach him, or, you know, it's just all a mess.
Yes, it is all a mess, and a lot of my thinking is along the lines that you described. They would have damaged the country, that is, if it lasts till 2023, they would have damaged the country to such an extent that they will have no choice but to give it to a Southerner, because, of course, imagine them trying to put another Fulani in 2023 again. It will be that war that everybody is trying to avoid. It will almost be inevitable because people are totally fed up now. But then, of course, what we are seeing at the moment, and we're complaining, is just the tip of the iceberg of what these people are intent on. So I feel that if they give it to a Southerner, then the Fulanis, those bandits and etc., they have no reason to hold back anymore, because some of them are still holding back and still playing along because they don't want to embarrass their man in Aso Rock. But if you have your Tinubu or your whoever or your Rotimi Amechi or whoever that they decide to put there, if you have him there, they have every reason to weigh against this guy, and it will be absolute chaos. So it's going to be another thought that I have. You remember during the George Bush Jr. era when he just brutalized the entirety of the world, and the world was ready to turn against America, and then they played that joker of bringing in a black man. So they need to be able to play that joker, finding an Obama sort of a character within the Nigerian space that everybody can rally around. Freeman, what says you?
Sorry, let me actually, I want to say something very quickly. Sorry. So I'm from Osun State, right? So, and my hometown is just really very close to Kwara State. And you know, I was just reading a book, a white man and a Nigerian collaboration with a Nigerian man wrote about my dad long time ago. And in that book, I just picked up that book and randomly just like reading. I haven't really read it in the entirety. And then I saw something about Fulani, you know, herdsmen or Fulani, you know, caliphate who tried to conquer. And then somebody, there was an account of somebody or one of the colonial, whatever person that went to, missionary that went to that area and was recounting and describing, you know, the way they write their diary, and recounting what he saw in my hometown when he arrived, how people were killed, people were massacred, and then the king had to flee to another, you know, area. And I was thinking, this is like long time ago, early 1900 or 18, whatever. And I was like, this is like, what is happening now? So this agenda has been around for a very long time. Anyway.
This is it. We need to tackle it head on. But how do we tackle it head on? Freeman, you are the man with the answers. Freeman, you are the man with the answers. You are up next.
Yes.
Freeman.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Yes.
Yeah. It's okay. Nice to be in the program once again. You know, the problem of Nigeria is we the Nigerians, I have to say so, because we are still Nigerians now. We have problem, and our problem is we talk, and we don't have action. We don't do action. Wole Soyinka is only there talking, blah blah blah. Next tomorrow, the Fulani are going to adopt another students in that country, and we will only keep lamenting. We have no action to do. We have nothing to do to them, because they are claiming that they are the people who owns the country. Do you know how many schools that they have been shut down in northern Nigeria? More than 500 schools has been shut down. This is what they are on. We speaking, Wole Soyinka, this, that, no. He knows that Buhari is no more. There is no president in that country.
You were doing so well.
Excuse me. Don't break me down. Don't break me down, please. Hold on. Hold on. You come. There is no president in that country. Even though there is, it is Malam, as you normally call him, Malam, and he's Malam, and he is doing in favor of Malam. Listen, what they only understand is kill me, I will kill you. Kidnap me, I will kidnap you. If we keep coming out saying Wole Soyinka say kidnapping this, blah 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 blah, they will keep doing it. The only language the Janja will understand. But
Freeman, this is a question for you and to everyone else. Do you even think that Wole Soyinka should have a voice in this matter? Because Wole Soyinka, of course, was one of the lead drivers that drove this Malam Buhari now to Aso Rock. So, and he was saying all manners of things then that anything other than Goodluck Jonathan, Buhari is the answer to everything. This was what Wole Soyinka was using the weight of the respect that Nigeria had for him to push upon the Nigerian space. So should he now have a voice at all really now in this situation that we're in? Should he not start first with an apology to Nigerian, Wole Soyinka and Obasanjo especially? Should they not start any comments that they want to make with first an apology to Nigerians for foisting this element on that state and then they should then come up with a plan to get us out of the situation that they have put us in, especially Wole Soyinka and Obasanjo I'm speaking to, Freeman, then Abiodun. So Freeman, you go first.
You know, it will be very difficult for them to come and say, oh, please, we are sorry for what we said, that we, you know, because the way they brought out Buhari, the way they brought out Buhari during the election, they were disappointed. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to tell the Eastern governors. No matter how you serve these people, you must surely come back with shame. And this is what is happening now, especially to Wole Soyinka. He is very, very, very disappointed. And he knew who Buhari is. He knew that Buhari cannot lead this country to where he's going. What is happening now, they have been planning for long. Even former general knew about this. They put him there, the second time Nigerian president, for him to finalize their talk. That is why this is what they are trying to do to Tinubu. When they put Tinubu there, Tinubu will be there and they will be doing what they are doing. Tinubu will be there and they will be doing what they are doing. So the only thing we need is we have to find a way to go our own separate way. That is the only. Next tomorrow, they are planning to adopt other students.
Okay, Freeman, that same question to Freeman, if you mute yourself, that same question to Biodun as well. Do you think that any comments made by, especially I'm focusing on Soyinka and Obasanjo now, do you think that any comment that these two chaps make should first be prefaced with an apology to the Nigerian people, because they were at the arrowhead of foisting this Buhari element on the Nigerian state? Abiodun?
Let me just say with Obasanjo, Obasanjo is a snake to the Yoruba race, and Obasanjo is a snake to the south. Obasanjo, I used to work in the State House, Ribadu Road, before I left Nigeria in 1973, and it was this statement I am saying is a statement of fact that the handover of governance to Shagari then was pre-planned, because before the election even started, Shagari had been coming to the State House, and from a reliable source that was very close to Obasanjo, the lady told me that there is nothing Awolowo was going to do. Shagari was the one that was going to win, and that was exactly what happened. Now, Obasanjo is how would I call him? Is a puppy to the Northerners. We can see what is happening now. They are canvassing.
Do you think he's afraid of them?
You see, when you accept what you're not supposed to be, when you accept something that you're not supposed to be accepted, that's not supposed to be accepted, you become a slave. And this is what happened to Obasanjo, in my view. Your statement, being afraid, the worst that is going to happen to any man is that you are going to die. Obasanjo,
a soldier for that matter.
Obasanjo, from all indication, it's put it bluntly, the way you said it, I strongly believe that he's afraid of what they could do to him. What they could do to him in terms of exposing his corruption and things like that. So, and the Northerners see him as somebody that can be used to pacify the current situation, but I doubt that very much. That's not going to work with the current youth that we have on ground and the knowledge of how things supposed to be. People are now beginning to know the fact that taking light off or not having electricity is not normal. Unlike, you know, before, when the people just believe that, oh, it's a normal thing. The awareness that is going on at the moment is enlightening people to know their right. There is still more to be done in that area. Let me leave Obasanjo's case for that. Let me go to Wole Soyinka. I do not think Obasanjo will come out and say, you know, he's sorry. Obasanjo is not going to come out and say, oh, he made mistake.
Too arrogant.
Obasanjo,
too arrogant.
He is exactly. He's arrogant. Wole Soyinka too. I doubt if Wole Soyinka could come out and say he made a mistake. Just like what you said. You see, the two of them were used to pacify the situation during the Abiola saga, and with the current situation, you know, and what was happening during Jonathan's regime, we cannot compare it to what is happening now. With what is happening now, it is now blatantly clear that the Fulanis have got a game plan. A game plan is to conquer the entire South and make it theirs. Now, the mass resistance, there had been a resistance from Mnasi Kano for a very long time. Yeah, and the current resistance that came up, they had been doing it in the Southwest, and the governors and everybody was just keeping quiet. Not until Sunday Igboho came out, and the whole thing exploded. They were not expecting anybody from the South.
Hold on. You can't say that. They were not keeping quiet because they formed Amotekun after the death of Fashoranti's daughter in response to the spate of insecurity that was ravaging Yoruba land. So they were starting to flesh out the beginnings of a action position.
Well, that may be true to some extent, but what are the effects of the Amotekun right now? We do not see the effect of the formation of the Amotekun. They
are turning into waiting you carry.
It's not really effective. Amotekun has become nothing now. At the moment, they are not doing anything. That may be, you know, the notion, you know, what led to the formation of the Amotekun might be, you know, what was actually going on, but they could not do much. They could not do much because the federal government, you know, uses veto power on security to stop it.
Oh yeah. No, okay, let's bring I Am African in and put the same question to him. I Am African, the same question. What I'm saying is, should Obasanjo and Soyinka, I'm focusing on those two men specifically, should Obasanjo and Soyinka start off whatever public statement that they make to the Nigerian populace with an apology because they were at the arrowhead of the people that drove Buhari into Aso Rock that has now led into this situation that we find ourselves. So I Am African.
Well, I mean, we know the Nigeria or Africa generally, we know people don't, the politicians or public figures, they don't do any apology. They are too arrogant. So basically, so you're not really going to get any apology from them. But something else I was going to actually say is that, you know, the press as well, they are like, well, I guess it's the same everywhere in the world, really. The press, they are usually told what to say. So they are not really saying the right thing most of the time. So I would have thought that the press as well, they should be asking Wole Soyinka, they should be asking and saying, oh, remember when you guys were supporting and saying that, you know, Buhari should be the one. So what happened? What has changed? But you don't really get the press to ask those kind of questions. So which is really something really very annoying.
Yeah, forget the press in Nigeria. It's a brown envelope sort of journalism that they practice in Nigeria. They go there to any place and collect their brown envelope from the aid of whoever the main man is at that occasion, and that is how they make their living, and they write whatever it is that they're told. So journalism is completely finished in Nigeria. So I'm happy for you chaps to stay, and if anybody wants to make a final remark before I go on to the next story. The next story is going to be about Odumeje, the in the Bosky, and the Ada Jesus saga. So So if you guys stay as you are, and then I'll go on to that narrative. So a lot of you, of course, are aware of this going on, Odumeje and Boski, and other Jesus rather. A lot of you, of course, are especially aware of this ongoing saga that is going on within that space. That Jesus, of course, recently passed away a few days ago. The names in contention in that trilogy of whatever it is that I cannot find the word for. The names in contention are Ada Jesus, of course, Rita Odumeje, and Odumeje. So Odumeje, of course, at the arrowhead of it. This girl has passed on. So is he contrite and remorseful and sorrowful? Well, guys, I bring you this. Odumeje, I am coming for those who claim I staged fake miracles. So this was not something he said before Ada Jesus passed away. This was not something he said months ago. And this was not even something that our reporters are quoting him as saying. This is a video. I'm not able to play you the video, unfortunately, because this guy does tend to strike people's channels when they use his image, when they use his videos especially. So I'm not going to play you the video, but it's commonly available all over the internet. So this is something he's actually said in just the last day or two. So just after the death of that young lady, Ada Jesus, and it remains punchful, but it remains punchy and defiant as ever. Odumeje, I am coming for those who claim I staged fake miracles. So the death of that girl has not really sufficed. So now let's now see how this played out. Chukwuemeka, a controversial Onitsha-based clergyman, better known as Odumeje, has vowed to deal with persons accusing him of staging fake miracles in his church. In an Instagram video shared by Rita Odumeje, a Nigerian actress, on Saturday, so this was yesterday. So in an Instagram video shared by Rita Odumeje, a Nigerian actress, on Saturday, the clergyman threatened to take severe spiritual measures against his critics. And all of you that speak what you don't know about the families of, and all of you that speak what you don't know about the families of Lion and about me, I will settle you, he said angrily. Your mission is to begin to criticize and speak against the Lord Almighty. You can't stop a moving train. No human being. Just bear with me one moment. I beg your pardon. So let me actually take it from very top again. Chukwuemeka, a controversial Onitsha-based clergyman better known as Odumeje, has vowed to deal with persons accusing him of staging fake miracles in his church. In an Instagram video shared by Rita Odumeje, Nigerian actress, on Saturday, the clergyman threatened to take severe spiritual measures against his critics. And all of you that speak what you don't know about the families of Lion and about me, I will settle you, he said angrily. Your mission is to begin to criticize and speak against the Lord Almighty. You can't stop a moving train. No human being gave me power, and my power is not from an idol. And I have never knelt down before any man of God or before any shrine or anyone and say, pray and lay hands on me. I was anointed from above. I have never done fake miracles. I have never packaged miracles with anyone. If you know that you gave fake testimony and I paid you to give that testimony before this altar, provide yourself on Facebook. And you that said it, when I am done with you, with what my father tells me, I will begin small for your generation. And no one stop me when I begin fight. If you want to joke with people around you. Don't joke with a man you don't know how he begins. And that is Lion for you. Odumeje's outburst comes out a few days after the death of Ada Jesus. The comedian breathed her last on Wednesday at an Abuja-based hospital after a protracted battle with kidney disease. In 2020, Ada Jesus had accused Odumeje of conniving with Odumeje to stage fake miracles. It was gathered that not long after the entertainer's allegation, she took ill and later became paralyzed. So that is the Odumeje saga. This guy continues in that same vein, whooping and hollering and continue to make a nuisance of himself. And as I predicted, he's now trying to profiteer of the death of this girl. What says you, Biodun? Are you there?
Yeah.
Biodun, are you following that narrative? Is it a story you're familiar with? The Odumeje, Ada Jesus?
It's not a story that I'm really familiar with, but from what I have heard about it, I would say a few things. Now, with Odumeje, the fact is that we all know that miracles are staged. Anyone that says miracles are not staged, that person is just lying. Now,
is a fool.
And there is a lot of voodoo that is involved in churches today. That's quite unfortunate. Now, notwithstanding, it doesn't mean that the power of the Holy Spirit is still not at work. It is still at work. But when people God in his mercy will not give a person, an absolute power. And another thing is that the question I keep on asking is, even Jesus Christ himself, did he come to destroy people? No, Jesus Christ did not come to destroy people. Even when he was criticized, he did not destroy people.
Look at how a supposed man of God is speaking, telling people that he will deal with them, trying to profiteer of the death of a young lady and being just ignorant and completely foolish, and people will go to this place and say that they are going to church to worship. I mean, what do you think is going on generally in that area? Because of course, what that guy is running is not a church. It's nothing to do with Christianity. Whatever it is that he's doing, it's nothing to do with Christianity. Freeman, I'll come for your answer in a minute. So yeah, Biodun.
Yeah, from his statements, the Bible says that with their fruits we shall know them. Good things, the heart of man, whatever we say, the Bible says that it's not what we eat that destroy a man, but what is spoken. It comes from the heart. Now, the mind of man is full of wicked things. Now, that only shows you the evil things that he has swallowed, the evil power that he is using. We all know these sort of things can only happen in Africa. It cannot happen here. If this sort of things is happening in the Western world, it will have been investigated and dealt with.
No, somebody will be in prison already.
Of course, he will have been investigated and dealt with. His wings will have been clipped. But in Nigeria, whenever anything,
I mean, the fraud alone is enough to put this guy in jail for life. And not just him, all of them. The fraud alone. You'll recall, of course, that what is his name? Oyakilome. He's always in trouble with the UK authorities because they are now paroles in his church, and YouTube has kicked what is his name? TB Joshua off YouTube because they are fed up with the nonsense. So it is only, as you said, within the Nigerian space that this level of nonsensity will ever be tolerated.
You see, our leaders, and well, we do not have leaders. Even the police authorities, whenever anything comes to religion, it's a sacred area. People do not want to go. Oh, I do not want to cause a religious conflict. I do not want to do this. And so somebody will be killing and destroying people's life, and the authority will just keep quiet. It's despicable, to say the least.
Yes, Freeman, are you following this narrative? What says you? Are you following the Odumeje Ada Jesus saga? What is your position?
Yes, I do follow it, you know. But the main thing is this: in terms of Odumeje's matter, you know, I don't see it as problem. We don't see it as a problem. Why? Because we are facing a big problem, a bigger problem. If Odumeje feels that he has power, let him bring that his power for us to use it against our enemies, the Janjaweeds, the people that are coming, kidnapping, raping, killing, raping. You know what I mean?
You are very singular. You are very singular in your thoughts. You are very singular in your thoughts, Freeman. Everything always goes back to that. If we are asking you how to make a bar, you will still bring
because
it
that is where our problem relies. That is where our problem relies.
Our problems are plentiful. No, our problems are plentiful, as we can see. You know, it comes in different guises and from different angles. And Odumeje is one of them.
Yes. Yes.
So finish your comment.
What my brother said. Okay. Like what my brother said. Had it been is here in Europe here, he should be arrested of making himself proud that he is the one that killed that young girl. You know, Nigerians or we Africans, we have to learn. Christianity have turned us upside down. There is a lot of voodoo in Christianity now, only in Africa, not here.
Most of it is
why
voodoo
should
anyway.
Odumeje be this thing? Yeah, I remember the other time he still attacked what is his name? Pericoma of Izogo. And they warned him, wanted to bring that fight. Let the fight be with traditional and him, you know, but we later control the issue. Look, this matter is not matter that I can't be saying about this matter because I know Odumeje might die this night. He is not the owner of his life.
You are afraid, Abi? You're afraid that he will come after you too?
No, I'm not afraid.
Huh?
No.
There's fire on the mountain. Run.
I said before, Odumeje. No. I said this problem is not problem at all to us because we have a problem. Our problem is how to make Biafra stand. Our problem is how to change the Janjaweeds away from our land. Odumeje is not our problem. He's on social media. He's on social media making blah blah blah, trying to let people know more about him. That's what I mean. We don't discuss about him. We don't about it. We don't discuss about it, you know.
Freeman.
It's not a problem to us.
Okay, thank you, Freeman.
It's not a problem because he might die this night. He is not the owner of his. God can
would
take
that not
his life this night.
Would that not be ironic? Would that not be ironic? Hold on, Freeman. Would that not be ironic if that happened? What you just said, that would be the biggest irony of it all. But let me go to the comment section, see what people are making of the conversation. Okay, make your...
Okay.
Go on. You were about to say something.
Okay, listen. There was a king. Yes, there was a king. This king was boasting, saying, tomorrow I will do this, I will do that, I will do this, I will send 30 people. Then God called him, you man, do you think your life is in your... I will take your life this night and you will not see tomorrow. And what happened? God took his life. It's exactly what Odumeje is trying to do now. I will come after, you will come after. Do you think you can fight? God called him this night. Hey, it's over and it's over. So that's my comment. Odumeje is not our problem. We don't discuss about this matter. Let them bury the dead.
All right, thank you, Freeman. If you put yourself on mute, let's just see what people are making of the conversation. So here is Jennifer. She says, good afternoon, everyone. Here is Rollins Schofield. He says, correct. So he's agreeing with somebody. Rollins Schofield again is saying, Mr. Biodun is right. Mr. Biodun is right. They know what they are doing. So he's agreeing with Biodun there, Roland Schofield again, Nigeria as we know it will be extinct into something different. So that is Roland. He continues still. He continues along the same vein. So we have Usman joining us. Good to have you here. Good to have you here too, Usman. The hyperlink is still there. If you want to come and join Abiodun and Freeman on the screen, just click on the hyperlink, and then your voice can be heard too, as we're hearing both their voices. So here is Paul. We all should fight and break up once and for all. Let Odudua go. Let Biafra nation go. Let Ariwa go. Middle Belt. Yeah. So effectively, the balkanization of the country is what Paul is calling for. WSR1, Soyinka had turned into the brown envelope politician. His utterances are absolute. So, well, you know, it still carries some weight, unfortunately. Omalara joins us. This should not be a surprise to anyone because there is a spirit of death and hell that has been released on the land, and the evidence are all there to see. So that is a coded language. You need to unpick that a bit for us, Omalara, because you are speaking in parables. Here is Rosalind. Bear with me one moment. So here is Rosalind. She says greetings. So greetings to you too, Rosalind. Here is Lady T. She says greetings to you too, Lady T. Something makes Rosalind chuckle. So Dave Gray joins us. Can we just move on and discuss something else? He says this gist is boring. So well, it might well be boring, but it's matters that is germane to the Nigerian existence. So I'm sure not everybody will share your thoughts, but you're entitled, of course, to your opinion. And I'm not even sure which gist you said is boring. Is it the Odumeje one or the Soyinka one? So Chukwuemeka chimes in, Odumeje is not our problem. It's only God that judge. Our problem is the bad government in the southeast. So that is Chukwuemeka agreeing then with same line of thought with Freeman. WRS1 chimes in again. Is there autopsy results yet? I believe someone sabotaged her life in hospital through injection. So that is a new dimension that he is trying to bring to the equation. I'm not quite sure what reasons you have to say that, but that is what he has to say. We'll round it off with Jennifer's comment before we go on to the next narration. Jennifer, exactly. Freeman is right about that. Why not face Buhari with his power? He is happy for bringing the little girl down. I think they are happy with the situation of their region. So there's another person still agreeing with Freeman. So the Freeman fan club continues to grow. Justin chimes in, greetings to you all watching from Germany. Welcome from Avidesen, or whatever it is that you people say over there. But it's nice to have you join us. So we go to the next narration. This is one of those silly little skirmishes that goes on within the Nigerian space. And whenever and wherever there is a silly little skirmish going on, the name Festus Keyamo is never far from the circle. So Keyamo blasts Idris Abdulkareem over Jaga Jaga Reloaded. So some of you, of course, will remember who Idris Abdulkareem is. Popular only for one song, Nigeria Jaga Jaga, which he sang, I think, under the Obasanjo regime. And Obasanjo, of course, always quick to mirth. He ridiculed and poo-pooed it. And then, of course, that song got notoriety off the back of that. A remix of that, it looks as though this guy is releasing. And Festus Keyamo now, a musical critic, as again, Keyamo blasts Idris Abdulkareem over Jaga Jaga Reloaded. So now let's now see what's brought about this little spark. The Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, has explained that his choice of serving in the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government was an honor for him to serve his country. Keyamo stated this at the weekend when he took a swipe at popular singer and activist Idris Abdulkareem. Abdul Kareem, in his new song, Jaga Jaga Reloaded, had disparaged Keyamo, saying where is Festus safe, he done the chop with the Kabalo. Keyamo took to his Twitter handle and released different private conversations he had with Abdul Kareem and how he allegedly begged for money. He described the singer's action as a cheap blackmail after the latter didn't succeed in extorting him and other top government functionaries. According to Keyamo, Eedris Abdulkareem just released a song, Jaga Jaga Reloaded, where he waxed the following lyrics. Where is Festus Keyamo? He done the chop with Kabalo. I laughed out loud and even danced to the rhythm of it. But there is a little story behind this poor attempt at a blackmail. In 2018, when I was named the Director of Strategic Communications for the Buhari Campaign Organization, Idris waxed a song in support of Buhari and wanted to join us, albeit for free. He then made desperate efforts to see me through text messages from his phone, and then goes on to quote Abdul Kareem's phone number. When I finally met him, I listened to the songs, but I told him I had no budget for such or for that or for that matter. I explained that my job was voluntary. It was the same thing I told so many other so-called activists by day and hustlers by night who secretly approached me. He said, so, well, just to pause there for a moment, because of course, that reference that is making activists by day and hustlers by night, we all know, of course, the names that are captured in that description. We're talking Charlie Boy and his hundreds of millions of bribes that he's taking, claiming that it's a royalty for some ridiculous song that is sung. So he carries on. Keyamo said Abdul Kareem then switched to the fact that he wanted a loan to pay his hotel bills to the tune of 1.3 million naira and to cater for his sick mother, saying that was already running into 3 million. However, one government functionary called me to say he told him another story, that his child was sick. He begged me to introduce him to Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation, Amechi, and the Secretary to the government, and to paint a good PR for him. He pledged that he was with us in the campaign with his whole body and soul. But at this point, I knew he was a desperate hustler who could embarrass me, so I ghosted him. Keyamo added, shortly after this episode, when he could not penetrate the system to get the money he so desperately wanted, he then endorsed the article and called Buhari a fraudster. We decided to ignore his weak voice. So it carries on. After our victory, he went berserk and joined every protest against the same Buhari, whom he wanted to serve with his whole body and soul, but needed money to do so. He has been mentioning my name specifically at occasions as if I am the cause of all his troubles in life. His reference to me as chopping reminds me of the gaffe of the then Minister Sunday Afolabi, who infamously said Bola Ige was invited to government to come and chop. I wish to assure Idris and anyone who thinks being in government is tantamount to chopping that for some of us, I can't speak for others, it is just an honor to serve our country and an attempt to move from armchair criticism to real participants in order to make a difference. Finally, we can all sit back and enjoy the Jaga Jaga Reloaded. One of the objectives of the song is to call me out since I ghosted him for his attempted extortion. He has now succeeded. Another objective is to help promote the song by my reaction that he has also achieved. So that is Festus Keyamo. Any yawa that is going on, you always find him there making noise and constituting a nuisance. Biodun, I'm not sure if this is a territory that you especially care for. Festus Keyamo, Idris Abdulkareem, and them bitching at each other over who is asking for money and who is not. Biodun?
Well, I am not really familiar with the song Jaga Jaga, Nigeria Jaga Jaga. Yes. Is Nigeria not Jaga Jaga? No,
yeah, of course.
Of course, Nigeria is Jaga Jaga. And in light of because you see, when names are made by this young artist, you know, they do not invest the money that is made in that will make them feel comfortable. Then coming back to the system that we are in, you see, because is hustling at night, or people hustle at night because, number one, they do not have a mind of their own. Most people's mind has been turned inside out, outside in, and people, instead of relying, the things that the state supposed to provide are being provided or seek for by every individual. If my mother is sick, like in the UK, if I am sick, I go to the hospital, I get treatment free of charge. If anyone is sick, yeah, so far is legit, okay, he or she will go to the hospital. The treatment is going to be free of charge. Because why? Because he pays his tax and he pays his natural insurance. Okay, but in Nigeria, you pay your tax, you don't get anything. You pay all sort of things. You don't get anything. The pension scheme is not there. The government is borrowing pension scheme. People there is no basically there is no plan for people. Otherwise, if there had been plans for people and things are in order as they are supposed to be, the country will not be in this kind of situation. Now, going into, you know, the minister that that was mentioned,
Festus Keyamo.
Yeah, for people to say, oh, to serve my country, it's just a cover-up. People go from
complete nonsense.
People, from what I know, people go in there because they want something. They want to take something. They see Nigeria as a big elephant that has been killed. No.
Abiodun landed. They want to loot. Let's just call a spade a spade. They go in there to loot. Are we not talking about this? We know now. So
yes, they have looted the country dry.
Yes.
They have looted the country dry. Everything is dry. They have looted, and even the coming generation, they have looted. This is the main reason, from my perspective, we have to break. We have to break now. The next generation.
Are you with that line of thought too? Because you've never really fleshed out.
I am with that line of thought. I tell you honestly,
divide the country. Are you an Oduduaist?
Of course, I am in that line of thought.
Okay.
How do you expect a country to be going this way? You see what is happening in the north. We know what is happening in the south. And with what is happening in the north, is that what we want to happen in the south? Is that what you want? Is that what you want for your people? You want disorder? Is that what you want? We are orderly people. We do not carry religion. We are not sunk with religion in our life.
No.
Yes, you are religious.
You know they call us Omoluabis in Yoruba land, which is to say a civilized person. So it is not our way, this warlike ravaging and savaging. This is a throwback to 150 years ago when people used to live in the forestry. So these people are essentially savages, and we are civilized people. So I'm not quite sure if we're equipped to contend with them if they come, because the level of savagery that they practice is not something that is really known to our culture or our being. So we're a sitting duck, effectively. But I'm surprised to hear that you're an Oduduaist. I thought you were already an Englishman now, and you've abandoned all of that.
No. Well, let me tell you something. You see, it's sad because I left Nigeria 1983. You see, what the happenings now is one of the reasons why I left Nigeria. I told you that I work in the state house. I saw all these things going on. All the things that people are saying, oh, in the Nigeria army, is they are speaking Hausa. It's all these things have been going on for so long. It is now only coming to light. They are just doing it blatantly now. That this is just the difference. It has been going on for so long. We have been sidelined for so long. I am not an Englishman. Even if I am an English, if I have learned one or two things here, I am still a Yoruba man. The blood of Yoruba runs through my veins. I was born a Yoruba man. My father was a Yoruba man. My mother was a Yoruba woman. I am 100% Yoruba, and I will forever be an Oduduwa son.
Brilliant. Well said. Freeman, what says you? Nigeria Jaga Jaga. What are you making of the Eedris Abdulkareem and Festus Keyamo saga, or is this just too silly for you?
Yeah, really, Nigeria Jaga Jaga. He knows. Even General Obasanjo during his regime, Nigeria Jaga Jaga. As my brother said, now Nigeria don't take away Jaga. Those days, 1917, he has been working there. You understand me? So we seeing it now or hearing it now, it's not a new thing because it has been there. Why it's openly now? Because IPOB Nnamdi Kanu forced them to bring it openly. They have been doing all these things secretly, background, but IPOB Nnamdi Kanu forced them to make it openly. So everybody has come to know what is going on. About Nigeria Jaga Jaga Abdul Kareem, you know, Nigerian politics is this: chop, I go chop. If my own person dey there, make I go follow am chop. Now our own turn. Why you want say Jagaban no go be president? It's turn of Yoruba. Why you want say Igbo no go be president? It's our turn. Why? Because they want to and loot. Yes, the man. He knew that when the man is there, and Nigerian is this: when you belong to any politics, you will be following them sharing money. Maybe Abdul Kareem want to get his own part of the money. No, because he know how the money is going.
He wants to get because this guy has released text messages between the two of them when this guy was begging for money. And then because he refused to give him money, then he decided that it's a freedom fighter now, and just went the complete opposite way. The same example we saw with Charlie Boy. Freeman, you know, I have a challenge for you, you know. I have a challenge for you. Okay. It is my challenge to you that on one occasion, in one of these days, you will answer a question and not mention the word Biafra or Nnamdi Kanu. Are you capable of doing that? For you to discuss something?
I don't think it's possible.
Everything goes back to Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, because Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is not working. So we have to start from the root. From the root where the problem is, that's where we start. We don't have to leave the problem where the problem is and start from the middle. No, we have to start where the problem is. Okay, let's still go back to Jaga Jaga. You know, Abdul Kareem wanted to, when he saw that Buhari APC party is booming, and you know, Abdul Kareem is from North.
Is he from the North?
He grew up in North. We all grew up in Kano. I grew up in Kano too, so we knew each other.
Okay,
you understand me? Maybe he tried to sing on behalf of the APC and Malam, but it didn't work. You know, they didn't give him the chance so that he can come and chop money like others. That's why he runs back. He just like what is his name? African China too. When he came to Spain, we met one-on-one. I knew what he told me, you know, about Rocha Sokorocha. I brought a matter. showed me that Rocha Sokorocha make I leave. I'm saying the man fuck her up. Exactly what is going on between Idris and this guy now is what happened. I think he played music. He wanted to join him to on his campaign, but they denied him. So he told me that I should not mind that man, that the man fucked him up. Let's forget about the matter. And you know, in terms of music, those days we use music to say the truth. We use music to fight the government that is not working, not to go and make money, you know. So if Idris Garba has went to that guy to beg him for money and the guy refused, he no need to call him, say, now you don't sit down the chop. Yes, he don't sit down the chop. Nigeria na chop, I go chop. You understand me? So that is what I have to say.
Is that not a tragedy though? But just to back up what you said,
you know, they should they should
just
find
to back
a
up
way
what you
to
said.
do their matter, not to bring it war.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Freeman. Just to back up what you said, if you put yourself on mute, Freeman. So just to back up what Freeman said, Festus Keyamo still carries on. Minister Festus Keyamo drags Idris in the mud, shares screenshots of text where the singer begged to support Buhari in 2018. So begging letters now that Idris, now that is a critic, was sending to Festus Keyamo when he was with Buhari. The Minister of Labour, Festus Keyamo, has created much social media buzz after taking to Twitter on Saturday, April the 24th, to call out Nigerian musician Eedris Abdulkareem for his fraudulent ways. In a long thread that had screenshots of text messages between him and Jaga Jaga Kruna, the minister revealed that Idris, who now condemns President Buhari so much after earlier. So let me take that again. In a long thread that had screenshots of text between him and the Jaga Jaga Kruna, the minister revealed that Idris, who now condemns President Muhammadu Buhari so much, earlier in 2018 wanted to join the president's campaign train. So this guy now just brings out all of these text messages. So I'll just really go through the text messages with you. So Festus Keyamo, Idris has just released, so he goes on to show a screen grab of the text messages. I'm just trying to see, let me see. Okay, let me just actually take it from here. This is messages between Festus Keyamo and Idris Abdulkareem. So it says, "Good morning, Baba Festus. Hope you had a wonderful rest. What time and location be the appointment?" So 1 p.m. number 13 XYZ Street in Keystone Bank, will say to Abuja. So this is the back and forth that they were having. So what does he say next? He says, I am also begging to paint a good picture of me to Amechi Malami and SGF. I am in this movement with you, with my body and soul. Off the record, will release this project on my own with the approval of you and the campaign crew. So this is Idris begging to be part of the Buhari campaign. So it says, Baba, how far? I'm still in the office, sir. If you are still busy, I can come tomorrow. Baba, it was nice seeing you and double congratulations, sir. I have been in Abuja for over 2 months, haven't gone home to see my family, etc. So this is it's just embarrassing, really. The double face of these people is really what jars the senses. So he sends all these begging letters, and then, of course, because he's not getting his way, is now trying to attack the guy on Twitter. So this is the ridiculousness of it. We seek to round off. I'm inviting others to come join in as well, but nobody's clicking on the hyperlink. So I'll just take comments now from Abiodun, just his closing remarks, and then Freeman, and then we'll seek to round off because nobody seems to want to come on screen. But that's the hyperlink if you do want to come on screen. So Biodun, I'll come to you first just to give us your closing remarks as we seek to round off. And then, of course, Freeman can round off everything for us. So, Abiodun, off you go.
Well, in my view, I think the best thing for the country is just to break up and let everybody go on his own way. In that way, we will be the earlier the better if it could be negotiated. But the way things are looking, it's not going to happen that way. It's going to be war. It's just a matter of time. Things are brewing. That's the way I see it, and that's the way it's going to happen.
It's quite unfortunate because it's almost going to be genocidal. The amount of weapons that is within the Nigerian space, if war breaks out, you'll be stepping over dead bodies on the street. You know, it's just going to be a genocide. You know, if war breaks out in that country.
You see, the ironical, the saddest part of it is that, you see, most of the dead will be in the south. That's no doubt about that.
Because we don't have the weapons.
But then, having said that, there is a chance that the southerners, things are going to get worse. They are going to get dreadful, honestly speaking. Because the northerners, the Fulanis, do not want to relinquish power. And something was said earlier, that even if they give it to a southerner, they will go ahead and continue to do mayhem. But there will be resistance. So whichever way you look at it, there's going to be war.
Because these people, they've infiltrated our territory so much, and we don't really have that much of a presence in their territory. And all of those forestry areas, a lot of them, they are quite comfortable in the forestry anyway. And you hear of all of these Fulani cells in the forestries in Igbo land, in Yoruba land, etc. So when they unleash, and they know the topography of our landscape because they roll their cattle through our land all the time, and we don't really know anything about them. So if that war does break out, the bulk of it will be in the south, and the savagery that is going to take place, it is just the mind cannot even comprehend it. You know, it's going to be really awful. Biodun, just make one final remark before we let you go, and then we go to Freeman for his closing thoughts.
Well, my remark is whatever anyone has got in terms of defense, try and get it. If you know people, if you are living in the Western world, you want to support people, please do that, because things will get worse. It's not going to get better.
Okay, thank you, Biodun. Before you go, promise us to come back again because we'd like to hear your voice again. We're usually on for 1:45 UK time and then 10:30 p.m. UK time for the rest of this month, so which is another 5-6 days. So whenever you're chanced, please just come and join us again and share your thoughts. So that's been go. So that's been Biodun. I mean, it's quite clear in where he stands. Is an Englishman and an Oduduaist in the same breath. So that unique combination is quite comfortable where he lives, but then of course his heart is where he's from, and what is going on there is something that particularly seems to upset and jar him a little bit. So he's come to voice his opinion, as I've invited all of you to come and voice your opinion, but nobody is clicking on the hyperlink. So Freeman, you're up next. Your final thoughts.
Yeah, thank you very much. You have said it all. You have said it all, that he is comfortable where he is, but his mind is where he's from. Likewise me, likewise you, likewise everybody. The simple truth about that country is to separate. And let me tell you one thing you have to understand. Now everybody's woke up. Ududua has woke up. Biafran has woke up. It's not gonna be 1966 to 1970 when General Obasanjo said, "Let's go to East. Let's go and catch them." What is his name? The former president then. Go on said, "Yes, let's go to East. Yes, let's go to East and finish them up. It's not to be. Even Gowon is ashamed of what is happening right in his own state, Jos. Fulani has taken over Jos. He is in Abuja, but his people are restless. So the fight, don't fear. Let nobody fear. There will be a death. Definitely, the people will die. Even now, people. Do you know how many people this Fulani has been killed? So why are we afraid that when the war comes, too much death will roll on the street? Too much death will roll on the street. But it's not going to be like then. Now, I believe Oduduwa and Biafrans, we are coming strong and strong and strong and strong. We will push them back. They are not going to push us. They will bring the war to East and they will bring the war to South. But we will push them back. Oduduwa will be pushing them back, while Biafrans will be pushing them back too. So they will see it more hotter. No matter what they have, we too, we are getting ready. We are ready. And I believe Oduduwas are getting more ready. That's why everybody now is waking up. You understand me? So let nobody be afraid of who will die or there will be too much. No, we will take the war to them. Just like Dwayne Nnamdi Kanu said, we have numbered Nigerian soldiers and we know how many are there. They cannot bring soldier to East and bring soldier to South. They can't do that. Nigerian, those Janjaweeds, they can't do that. Instead, and thank God now, the Oduduwas, they have rise up. They are not listening to their old men, so like Jakaban or former general or Badem. No. They won't confuse them again. You can't say, let's go and fight the Biafras or the Igbos. They are the problem. We are not their problem. We are not Yoruba problem, and Yoruba are not our problem. The problem is the Fulanis. They are the problem behind everything. So I believe that we are not afraid, and the people who should not be afraid. And you too, don't be afraid of. There will be
I'm not afraid of anything. No, I'm an Oyo man. You know, there's no such thing as a fear in an Oyo man. Okay, thank you, Freeman. Thank you for those comments, and obviously we look forward to seeing you again. You're a regular face on the channel now, even though you only ever say one thing, Biafra now and Biafra now, and so say Nnamdi Kanu. But nevertheless, it's always a joy having you. So that's Freeman. Freeman is quite clear in how he stands, and he makes no apologies to anybody about that. He sees any other matter as just incidental. It doesn't really matter. The key thing to Freeman is that, look, this country has already failed, so let's just move quickly to just break it up in as peaceful a way as we can, but to break it up anyway. So that is really the message that Freeman continues to put across anytime he comes to interact with us. I am still inviting others to come in as well as I seek to round off. The last person, so I'll read through the comments, and if nobody comes up, then we'll just close the session. So the last person to comment was Justin. So we go to Joyce. Joyce is saying, why did you not read my comment? Joyce, I did not see your comment, but this one I saw, I did read. I'm not quite sure what you commented. Let me scroll back up because you've now taken the time to say that. So I can't see any previous comments from you, Joyce, because anyway, so I've read your comments now, and that is really the main thing. So Paul comes in. Please, if Nigeria breaks up, Oduduwa will like to do well more than Biafra. Then Biafra will be more like Arewa. So the competition has already started, even when the breakup has not even taken place yet. Grace, good afternoon, my brother. Good afternoon to you too, Grace. Joyce comes back. I am not surprised by Idris. Charlie Boy did it too. Yes, he did do that too, Charlie Boy. This so-called Festus Keyamo is summed them up perfectly. Freedom fighter by day, hustler by night. Rosalind, they hustle mostly protest with songs. They hustle, mostly protest with songs to gain money and popularity. So yes, the artist, that is usually his ambition to gain money and popularity. Rosalind continues, only a person with common sense would agree to break up. So, well, that is your view. Lawrence comes in. Hi, one man. Good afternoon and happy Sunday to everyone in the house. Sorry, my line went off yesterday. What's the topic for today? The topic for today was Wole Soyinka coming out now to criticize the Buhari regime and tell him to admit that he has failed in the handling of the Nigerian state and he should just seek international help. And what we went on to say was that should Wole Soyinka not even start with an apology to Nigerian people before he makes a public comment, because he was, of course, one of the key people that drove Buhari into Aso Rock, he and Obasanjo especially, with their relentless campaigning for that guy in 2014. And then the next story we went on to is Odumeje, who is being punchy still and arrogant still, even after the death of Ada Jesus, threatening to still weigh upon people that are critical of him. And we were saying that in a Senate climb, this guy would have been arrested. And then we ended with a narrative, a small little skirmish that is going on between Festus Keyamo and Idris Abdul whatever, the Jaga Jaga guy, Idris Abdulkareem. So a small little skirmish between Idris Abdulkareem and Festus Keyamo, with Idris Abdulkareem dropping a diss track on Festus Keyamo, and Festus Keyamo clapping back. So that's been the narration. So those have been the topics that we chewed over, and of course, it always lands on our Biafra and which way out, especially when we have a free man in the house. Rosalind, the North barbaric is insanity. Who would want to be one with the North? So that is a question that we're all looking for an answer to. Joyce, Festus Keyamo is a disgrace to activism. Shame on Keyamo. What is the change Keyamo has done for the youth in his department? So that is the question that we're all asking. We go on to a name that we've not yet encountered, Joe. Joe, everything for now has to be about Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu. Well, no, not for everybody. It might well be for you, but certainly not for everybody. I don't know if you are joking, though. You shouldn't say that to him. If you want one Nigeria, tell us so that we know where you belong. Look, it's not a binary choice, my brother. And this seems to be like there's a lot of thinking along your lines. It's not a binary choice. It's not one or the other. There are several areas of grace between wanting one Nigeria and wanting Biafra or Oduduwa Republic. So it's not a straight choice between the two. It might well be for you a straight choice between the two, but certainly not for me. It is not a straight choice between the two. So not fully vesting in your Biafra struggle does not mean I want one Nigeria, you know, and not yeah. So it's a simplistic notion to say it's a binary choice. Is my point. We don't blow TV. It's a big issue. So what is a big issue? We don't blow TV. Rosalind comes back and along pretty much the same line that she comments. So we go on to Dele. Dele comes in. Keyamo is shameless. Who cares about whether Idris wanted to join Buhari's campaign or not? Nonsense, he lands with. So you are still welcome to click on the hyperlink. I'd really like to hear another voice or two before I round off. But if I finish reading these comments and nobody is there, then we just finish the session. Rosalind, freedom is not free. Very true, freedom is never free. It says freedom is given to you. You have to take it by force. Freedom is not given to you. I'm sure she's intending to say. Lawrence, MNK is my hero, bro. I love him so much. Well, you're entitled to that. We all have people that we all look up to. Jennifer, but it's time to take away the Fulanis and the Northerners out of our way. So, well, you know, how that is done then is the next question. Ima, because the Fulanis are foolish, hence they want to destroy the food pot they are greatly enjoying. So, well, you know, there's some logic to that. Joyce comes back, don't Yoruba or you will be shocked. Afenifere have changed their minds supporting Tinubu. So, well, you know, Afenifere is a political pressure group. So if they are supporting Tinubu, then they must have their reasons. Rosalind comes back with a comment. Let me come to a name that I haven't mentioned yet. Social mental. So I'll put the hyperlink one more time. And then when I get to the last comment, then I'll just round it off. Social mental TV. Nice show, brother. Carry on. Thank you very much for the compliment. That is good for my ego. Joe comes back. This man, you don't like hearing about Biafra, so you are one Nigeria. You see, this is the binary choice that I was talking about. So if you are not for Nigeria, if you are not for Biafra, then you must then be one Nigeria. OVA, Nigeria no go end anything. 2023 election will be peaceful in recent memory. Quote me. Yes, that is what we also expect. Is all the huffing and puffing. We are all seeing examples now of all these so-called freedom fighters. We saw what is his name? Charlie Boy, who was exposed, I think, in 2019, begging for money and collecting money. So we've now seen Eedris Abdulkareem, who has now been exposed, begging for money, but he wasn't even giving any money because they just thought it was too dirty. So all of these people that you think are agitating in the war front, a lot of them, as Festus Keyamo has aptly described them, they are activists by night, but hustlers. They are activists by day, but hustlers by night. So Theophilus joins us. Theophilus, that is the name of my grandfather. So Theophilus joins us. Fifth Nubu, Gabriel is trying to join. Gabriel, if okay, I think we have Gabriel. Hello, Gabriel. Okay, let's just carry on. Tifnubu is just one individual. He's not in any position to determine the future of the Yoruba people. Be one Nigeria. OVA, Nigeria no go end anything. 2023 election will be peaceful in recent memory. I don't know what system you're using, Gabriel, so I'm not quite sure what your agenda is. So that is his opinion on that is his opinion, Theophilus. Social mentor did not has destroyed the country. They should go away. If only it was that easy just to tell them to go. If only it was that easy just to tell them to go away, and they would go away. Would that not be a wonderful thing? Just to tell these people that are getting $3 to go away, and then they go away. So Connie comes in. Yoruba nation now. Well, Yoruba nation when is the question. So Prince comes in. Prince Gabriel, great Mazike. Okay, well, you know, you are a follower, of course, of Nnamdi Kanu. So well done, you. Send them. Oduduwa Republic depends on Tinubu's ambition. It is all be 2023. So yes, I think I sort of get what you're saying in the rounds. Sean Dam still comes again. Oduduwa Republic, okay. I think he just amended that to put it across correctly. So that has been the session. It's the short-ish session this time around because nobody wants to be clicking on the hyperlink to come join me. And as you know, it is usually the interaction that makes these sessions. So we have had Freemando, and we've had Abiodun, and we've had Aman African. So that has been the session, as I said. Just to recap, Soyinka critical of Buhari, a little too late, I am saying, because of course he knew what Buhari was like before he foisted him on the Nigerian state. Odumeje, the liquid in the brisket or in the broski, you know, the bouncy little yellow preacher, bleach-skinned little Humpty Dumpty that jumps around in the eastern quarters. He's now still being punchy and boastful, even after the death of our Ada Jesus, and some are of the thought that this guy should just be picked up by some some agency or the other. And then we've landed on a beef that is now just simmering between Festus Keyamo and Eedris Abdulkareem, with Eedris Abdulkareem actually fired the opening salvo, accusing Festus Keyamo of chopping from his government position. But then, of course, he had forgotten the text exchanges that he had with Festus Keyamo, or maybe he thought Festus Keyamo had not kept those exchanges. So Festus Keyamo has now released text messages between the two of them, where Idris Abdulkareem, he was begging for government favors and money to treat his mother, etc. So this just then put us in mind of the Charlie Boy saga, and we're really wondering then who amongst this so-called a champion of the oppressed is actually a champion of the oppressed. So the next we need to hear then is Sowore collecting his own money, and is Nnamdi Kanu being paid off on the side, etc. Because of course we cannot discount that, seeing the sort of exposés now that we're seeing in recent times. But then, as Faust the bad boy said, this is Nigeria and everybody is a criminal. We round off with Joyce A. I can only stand up for Sowore. Well, you are standing up for Sowore now. There were people standing up for Charlie Boy. There were people standing up for Idris Abdulkareem. But then, of course, you've now seen how that has played out. So we seek to round it off here, but of course, the conversation does not finish at this point. It carries on in the comment section, where I invite you to come join, and I will come meet you there. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.